Hello friend, and welcome back. Today we are going to be diving into Christmas decorating, which I'm very excited about. I told you guys that doing fall and Christmas is always my very favorite time of the year. One thing that can be really tempting about this time of year is the impulse to just buy, because oh my gosh, we see so many things on social media. We see so many things when we walk into Target or Walmart or Hobby Lobby, and it's all so tempting, especially when you see like a full display of all of these beautiful things. I will tell you, I think that the most tempting thing for me this year has been this trend of like Ralph Lauren Christmas. Ralph Lauren is one of my favorite brands. The aesthetic is like literally perfect. I love it. It's great for an old home like this, but we're not gonna do that. Instead of going out and buying all of the latest trends, which, I mean, don't get me wrong, I would totally, if I could afford it, I would buy me some Ralph Lauren. But instead of doing that, we are going to decorate our home in our time-tested pieces, the pieces that I've used year after year. I mention it week after week that I love thrifting, homemaking, and intentional living. And part of that intentional living is using what you have and spending your time and your money wisely. So I'm not gonna go out and buy a bunch of new stuff. I love challenging myself to shop my own inventory and try to make something new and creative every year. So let's get started. Okay, so yeah, girl has been working, pulling in all kinds of stuff for Christmas decorations. I've been going up and down the stairs into our basement where we keep all of this stuff. I think that I want to get started in our dining room. When you come into our home, this is the first thing that you see, and I just love making it like warm and cheery for Christmas time. I have my living room bin. I think I've shared this with you guys in the past that I love to organize things by room. So I keep all of my living room stuff in this living room bin, and it makes my life so much simpler. And it keeps our home from being covered in bins come Christmas time. I love to just work on one, empty it out, and then move on to the next one. But I think the thing that makes our home feel the most like Christmas is our tree. So even though I pulled out all of this, I'm gonna go get that bad boy. Don't mind the fans, we had them put in when we had our mold remediation last year. But I just keep our Christmas tree, I actually keep it up year round down here because I hate trying to stick it into like one of those giant bags or back in the box that it came in. I don't even have the box that it came in. We bought this thing like forever ago. And you know, it might have a spider web or two in it, but it just makes it seem more real, right? Okay, the tree is officially up. The girls are so excited to be able to decorate this later with me. So I'm just gonna leave it for now. We're gonna keep moving on. I have to tell you, I about lost it on this tree. I could not get the lights to light up, and I had this thought of like, oh my goodness, I am over here trying to share about using the things that we have, and then I'm going to have a Christmas tree that's like fully broken. But thank God, I tested a few things, finally got the wires all figured out, and our babe is lit up. Okay, so before we continue with decorating, I have some excellent news. I told y'all before that I am partnering with Function Health. Function is the only health platform that gives you access to the kind of data that most people never see. And they give you insights to take action. So I thought that I would give you guys a little peek into my results. I recently went to go get my blood tested twice. The first time had to be like on a specific day of my period, and then the second one was a week after. Both of the appointments were super easy. I think that the longest one took 20 minutes, and that was like waiting in the waiting room, the actual blood draw, and getting into my car. It was so fast, so easy. But I just got my results online, so let me show you because I'm really excited. Y'all, check this out. My biological age is 22 and a half. People, I am 37 years old. This makes me feel so good. I cannot wait to show Josh. It tells me like which of my biomarkers are in range and which are out of range. I have like all of these green, like look at all that green. That makes me so happy and really like has calmed my anxiety about looming disease. There are a few areas that I need to address. So I need to make sure that I'm like looking into all of this, and I probably need to make a few changes to my daily habits. So with Function, you can test over 100 biomarkers from heart and hormones to toxins, inflammation, and stress. You can also access multi-region MRIs or CT scans, all tracked in one secure place over time. It's an enhanced view of what is happening inside your body. That's why top health leaders are all backing up Function Health. Lab visits are fast and convenient at over 2,000 locations across the US. Your insights come from top doctors based on your unique results. This would cost over $10,000 if you did it on your own. And there's no perverse incentives. Function is not trying to sell you supplements or pharmaceuticals. It's just powerful, unbiased health data designed to help you own your health. So even though I'm technically 22 and a half, Function is for all ages, and also it's for men and women. Knowing what's going on inside is important no matter where you are on your health journey. It's important to test, not guess. Taking ownership of your health is key in living long and having vitality. Use my link below or use the code KristenH100 at sign up to own your health. And the first 1,000 get a $100 credit towards their membership. What makes where our tree is located kind of tricky is that, like everywhere else in our house, it's like a major walkway. Like I said, oh my gosh. Can you guys see the dust that's coming up of this blanket? It's been outside sitting on our front porch chair, and it's a little dusty. I usually use this to kind of cover up this tree stand down here. I would get a collar, but there's just not a whole lot of room. And when the presents start filling up this area, I need all the space that I can get. And I like to bring in this little basket. There's like spider webs hanging out the bottom of it. I've had this basket for probably 10, 12 years. I can't even remember not having it. But I put this back here. Not all of these are like my very favorite wrapping papers I've ever had, but we do try to get through what we have before buying new. So I think I got this at TJ Maxx last year. It's my favorite one. It's actually this like red ticking stripe. So cute. I'll put that one in the front. And then over here, I like to try to cover up these outlets and these peeling paints with this cute little cart that my friend gave me a couple years ago. You know what, I should move to this way, that the little wheels are pointed outwards. And I always wind up putting like gifts and stuff in here too. And then I'm going to put this dried boxwood wreath on our front door. Okay, y'all, you guys can see that this guy is not, he's seen better days, okay? It's not in the best shape. It's pretty dried out, but I want to encourage you that even if your dried greenery is starting to turn brown or it doesn't look perfectly fresh, that doesn't mean that you automatically have to throw it out or get new. Honestly, I think that the brown leaves in this make it look even more natural. And you know what? It's just gonna be facing the south side of our house this whole season anyway, so even if I were to put a new boxwood wreath, it would still get brown and dried out. So let's just put up the old one. Do y'all have like an infestation of Japanese beetles on your house? I don't know if it's because we live out in the country, but they have been all over. I took a vacuum and I sucked like 30 out of Rosie's room yesterday. So gross. Okay, I hauled this bad boy up from downstairs. Let's crack it and see what is in here. Okay, I've got some wreaths for our hutch. Should we work on our hutch? That might be a fun idea. Okay, we've got a lot of tree stuff in here. We'll set the tree stuff aside and work on some of these other areas before the girls get home. Ooh, one of my favorite things to do each year is I bought a bunch of these wax candles, and I just bought these little bottoms, and I can link these if you are interested in where I got them. But I just love to put these in each one of the windows of our home so that when you're driving by, you see all of the candles lit. That to me is one of the most classic Christmas looks. But I gotta check all these batteries. Okay, I have all of these little trees. I love using these all throughout my house. I got these from Hobby Lobby. First, let's work on this little nativity. I love this. I love to put this nativity right here so that you can see it right as you walk into our home. I got this star when we lived in our old house. It was actually like one of the first things that I ever bought from Hearth and Hand. It was a tree topper, but I like to use it as the Star of David behind the little stable that I'm gonna bring in. So it might not be made for this, but that's what it's gonna be here for. I bought this little stable last year. This is from Hobby Lobby. It's not like excellent quality or anything, but I just bought it because it was all wood and it's the right size for what I need. And then this is just a little nativity set that I found. It's vintage, it's all white and just precious. Okay, it's looking kind of cute. A lot of times I'll come through after and like kind of adjust things. I would not count on this being like the final, but I think it's a good place to start. In the bins, I found these large bulbs, and I forgot that I added these to the tree last year, and they just gave it like a super sparkly look. And so I think I'm gonna do that again before the girls get here. I like to get some of this like basic stuff done early because honestly, the girls don't care about lights, they just wanna do ornaments. Okay, that was annoying, but luckily I always keep extra C9 string lights. These are the incandescent kind. This is what I love. Always go incandescent, never LED, otherwise they will look green and not that like warm, sparkly look that you want, but they're glass. So you always have that risk. I'm gonna pull these out, check everyone, make sure that they're all tied in nice and tight. And if I need to replace any, I've got some here. Okay, let's turn these on. Listen, people, when you ask for real life, you're gonna get real life. And real life is dropping glass things and checking bowls. Okay, so we have our hutch completely cleaned out. I like to start from scratch, but I do have to admit that I know that I've been talking about using pieces that you already own, and that is only half true with this. So I actually got this new little Transferware set this year. When I say new, I mean it's absolutely vintage. I have no idea how old it is. I would say it's probably from the 50s or earlier. They do say dishwasher safe, and so that tells me that they're not like fully antique. I will say that I did not have this last year, but because it's vintage and bought secondhand. Does that count? Can I get away with that? Listen, I'm not saying you can't buy anything ever. I'm just saying that when you do buy things, make sure that they are special. I'm still using my Friendly Village big plates down here for if we host, but I am gonna sprinkle in those new red pieces. Okay, so one of my favorite parts of the decorating process is laying out all of my decor on the table and just seeing a beautiful color scheme. Seeing all of this laid out together just gets me really excited to put it all together in our hutch. I was gonna show you guys, these were the antique spoons that I found before. I don't feel like I was able to get a very good shot of them, but I'm just adding them to my collection here. I've got a bunch of antique silverware, and I keep it over here with this cheese box that I have that's filled with these linen tablecloths. So pretty. I used to collect red and green and black vintage and antique books, but from my observations, I've seen that I realize that I like when people just block all of the things together. It feels a little bit more cohesive. I love my decor a lot more since I started doing it this way.
This year, before you go out and buy all new Christmas decor, remember that there is nothing at Target that is a quote must-have. Nostalgia comes from repetition. Remember how you loved pulling out your family's Christmas decorations every year? Whether it was like sweet little handmade pieces or mismatched ornaments that were handed down from grandparents, even the ugly stuff. Everything that you want your family to remember, you already have. You do not need to spend money to enjoy this Christmas season. You can't put a price on the feeling of a warm drink in your hand and a cozy blanket around you. Also, try making something new with whatever it is that is already in your home. Decorate with more handmade and less store-bought. Light last year's half-used candles, slow down, and savor this time that you have with those that you love. And remember that Jesus is the reason we are celebrating in the first place. John 14:6 says, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me."
I have been burning this candle all day. It's called Christmas Day, and I really feel like this is the most quintessential Christmas scent that I could ever think of. So I use this to give me some holiday motivation for today. So these are the wreaths that I have used for years. I think I originally got them at Hobby Lobby a long time ago. They're this kind of like cedar-y type look. I can never get them to look the same. I'm pretty sure that this one's like slightly larger than this one, but I've been using this velvet ribbon on them for the last couple of years. I really liked this brown color, but trouble that I have with velvet is that it is always just velvet on one side and not the other. I cannot for the life of me get this to look good. It just winds up like flipping all over the place and like not looking right. And so I told you guys that I got some of this like super basic ribbon for, I think it was like $1.99. I'm just gonna replace it. This is the same on the front and the back, and I think it's just gonna look a lot better. Also, if you are going for that like Ralph Lauren look, I'm sure that you could do something with some plaid in it to kind of give it that high-end look, but we're just gonna go super basic here and just go with some brown silky ribbon. Okay, I'm gonna use these velvet ribbons to measure out how long I want this non-velvet ribbon. I really liked how they had long tails last year, and so I'm gonna try to keep them the same length. Okay, so back over to this awkward spot. I may wind up taking this philodendron down. If you guys don't know, this philodendron actually belonged to my grandmother who passed this year. When she moved into her little apartment, she gave it to me, and I've been doing my best to keep it alive. I know that many of you guys say that I should throw it away, but I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna move it to my room. I'm not really 100% confident in what to do up here. I honestly have no idea what I did last year, but I do love these little cedar pieces that I found from Hobby Lobby. And I almost always keep these candlesticks here. So maybe I'll make like a little thing of 3, right? Things are best in 3s. And then this isn't exactly Christmas, but I do have this big old Ironstone pitcher that I honestly don't know what to do with. And I don't have them right now, but maybe I can put some like berries or something coming out of this. Would that be too much having it on both sides, or does it look best to just have it as a standalone white pitcher? I don't know, let me know in the comments. And then over here, I'm just gonna do kind of what I always do. And I picked up a bunch of these cedar picks last year from Hobby Lobby. They were super cheap. I just grabbed literally as many as they had to put in little areas like this, just to kind of like fill this out. Super cute. For the fall, I did wind up putting a wreath on here, and I really liked how it looked. And so I'm gonna try to do that again for Christmas time. I have this thrifted, I don't even know what it is, tin Santa. It's kind of like this gold color. I got this many, many years ago. It doesn't quite fit on our door, but you know what? It's gonna have to do because it's the cutest thing we got. First, I have this one from Walmart here that I thought was really pretty. It also has that brown velvet, but this one isn't so different on the back like my other ribbon was that I had. But tell me, does this look too low? Is that too low? Let's look at it from a different angle. Here it is with the whole pantry. It lands right about just above the middle of it, and I'm curious if it needs to be a little bit higher. You can see that it has this nice loop on it. My fear is that if I bring it up and put it underneath, then it looks awkward having this loop having nothing to hold on to. It also really does not want to hold on to it. Okay, so here's my other option. This is my other box lid wreath that I typically have hung in our kitchen. You can see that it's not nearly as brown. I keep this one inside, so it looks a lot better. It also has this kind of gold ribbon that I put on a few years back. I may replace that with this new brown ribbon again. Okay, I think we're gonna go ahead and use this one in here, and I'll use the other one maybe in our kitchen instead. Okay, so I ran out of brown ribbon. You know how I was talking about how cheap it was and how awesome of a deal I thought I was getting? Maybe it's because there was hardly any ribbon in there. I used to put this sled over by our hutch, and I heard that it's actually best to keep pieces like this where they would have naturally fallen. So if you think about going sleighing or ice skating, they would often fall next to the front door, the back door, wherever you're coming in and out. All of these pieces were found at the Goodwill outlet years and years ago. And then on our door, I love to bring in these beautiful Indian brass bells. These are not the kind that you can buy on Amazon. They are actually authentic, and the sound that they make is just so special. Found yours? You show it to me?
Ivy, Lily, Ruby, Rosies.
Aww.
Don't see me hang them up.
Mm-hmm.
Me. This one. Yeah. Mama, put it back up. No. Wait, do your own ornament.
Thank you so much for joining my family and I in decorating our living room today. We have so much more to decorate in this home, and I cannot wait to bring you along. If you're not already, please consider subscribing. We'll see you guys next time.
Sorry, we're having some trouble. I hope Mom's gonna edit this out. Thanks. We should do.